Hey everybody, welcome to episode 105. Today is a pretty fun one, I think. We're going to do an unboxing of, well, you've seen the thumbnail, so you know what I'm unboxing. But I have not, currently at this moment, I have not physically seen it. It's sitting right here in this box, and I have not opened it yet. So, this is going to be a fresh new one. I'll get into the delivery in just a minute. But, first thing I wanted to note is my little desk fan went tits up, so I'm not going to be able to cool myself off. So I've got my other fan running right here, which might be kind of loud. Maybe it might not show up too much. Let me see. Barely shows up in the microphone register. But bear with me on that one until I get that. I got to have something going while I'm constantly at my desk. Well, I'm constantly anywhere. It seems like I constantly have to keep a breeze. You know, being that the fat ass that I am, I need to constantly keep wind on me, even in Arctic temperatures, because I sweat like a pig and I'm a furnace all the time. Actually, currently as we speak, it's 41 degrees out, which will also play into my issue with the delivery. But it's 41 degrees out, and it's like 65 degrees in my apartment, and I'm sweating. Not sweating, but I'm just I always run hot all the time. Unless it's like I've been sitting out in my shorts and t-shirt and it's literally 10 degrees out, then I'll get cold. But if I'm not in any immediate coldness, I'm constantly hot all the time. So bear with me on the fan thing until I replace that little fan. I'm doing like little $5 thing I got at Meijer, so I just need to replace it at some point. I'll probably just order one off of Amazon that might even be cheaper. You might get a couple of them. They're those little USB fans. You know, I keep them for desk fans. I like to keep one on me while I'm drawing on my Wacom here because it keeps my hand from sweating up. I need to get one of those little gloves, but sometimes my hand will drag, and of course that means I got to redo the line that I just did. So yeah, won't get into all that right now. So let's get into having fun. First thing of all, I want to tell you what was the motivation behind this purchase. As I mentioned probably before, my son had gotten a Leo Jaymz Scorpion guitar, which I believe is discontinued. He got like the last of the 3 that were available on Amazon. There's nothing available on their website. He wanted that guitar, and it's a single cut, Les Paul copy, and I thought, oh, that'd be kind of cool, and it was like crazy cheap. It was on sale for like that Prime Day sale for like $89. He had his allowance sort of saved up and helped him out a little bit. And he wanted that guitar, so I said, okay. So when he got it, I was like, oh, this is really nice. I mean, this feels like a Les Paul for the most part. I have a friend who has a studio Les Paul, and I was like, wow, it feels a lot like that one. His is a real Gibson studio Les Paul, and I was like, oh, this feels nice. What else do they have? And I went on there and I noticed that they had a lot of the classic, they had like classic Cherry Sunburst, which is what I got. And they had a few other ones, like the regular Sunburst Les Pauls. And I've been always wanting that Cherry Sunburst Les Paul for, obviously, Ace Frehley, but other people too. Who else uses it? Buck Dharma from Blue Oyster Cult had one. I'm trying to think who everybody that I like who's always played that. I'm trying to think everybody who plays that cherry. I mean, it's that quintessential Les Paul. I mean, it's that Cherry Sunburst. It's one unless it's like a gold top or the other Sunburst, most people know that Les Paul. And Leo Jaymz had a copy of it. So I went online. I actually went online previously to send vet out Leo Jaymz. For even though my son's purchase decision wasn't a lot, I kind of vetted it out, and everybody's kind of talking it up, and they're showing some of the, the more classic ones, and they're like, oh, these are beautiful, they're notating all the issues that are wrong with it. Now, first thing, I have no clue about Les Pauls. I have not a clue. The only Les Paul I've ever played was my friend's Les Paul, studio Les Paul, that he got back in the 90s. That's the only one I've ever played. I may have played one at a guitar store. Maybe I might have. They usually keep the real Les Pauls up top, so I probably played like an Epiphone or something. So I have I'm not a guitar expert anyways. Like I said, I'm a shit guitar player. if you want to, I guess that's my biggest description. I'm not intermediate, I'm not beginning, I'm just a shit guitar player. I can play, I don't always know what I'm doing. I don't, obviously, as I pointed out in the video I just made, I don't play right. And, you know, if you want to learn how to play wrong, listen to me. So, you know, and I'm a bass player first, you know. I mean, I know more about the bass than I do the guitar. However, I like to play both. So, and it's good, you know, I always think it's good, even if you're a bass player, have a guitar laying around, you know. Even if it's just acoustic, you know, have a guitar laying around, you know. And even if you're a guitar player, I kind of tell my son, you can have one of the basses, just take one with you, you know, your mom's, or have one here, and he plays it once in a while. Just have a bass around. So it's always good to have 2 guitar stands in your immediate area, you know, a guitar and a bass. Electric, preferably, unless you are going kind of acoustic. I mean, I got the classical acoustic, as you've seen. I don't have a steel string acoustic. My son's got a little mini junior Yamaha that's under the couch in the living room that he doesn't touch really anymore. But, so that's the first thing to say, is I know nothing about Les Pauls. So if you're a Les Paul expert and you notice all of the things that are wrong with a copy, or, you know, all the things wrong that I'm talking about, more power to you, buddy, because I don't really care. And I, you know, so that's my first caveat to this, is I know nothing about Les Paul. I mean, outside of what people know from, you know, watching documentaries or listening to people blather on about Les Pauls, I know that stuff for the most part, you know, just all the about it. Outside of that, let's just say hypothetically, I like to do these hypotheticals. I need that girl to come back, my hypothetical girl. She needs to be here to do this for me. Anyways, so I'm going to go online and I'm going to say, hey, I want a Les Paul guitar. I saw such and such player play one, and I heard such and such person, you know, whack off about how great they are. So I want one, right? So what do? I'm going to go to online to Guitar Center. So let's do that real quick. Let's go online to Guitar Center. Let's go to their site. Where are we going? We're going electric guitars, right? Shot by category. I like to use them up here a little bit better. Let's go to guitars. Let's go to solid body electric guitars. Okay. Gibson, that's what I'm looking for, right? Yeah, let's go to Gibson. There's one right. That's the guitar I want right there. Okay. Wow. So I would be. I know the prices. Wow, that's what I'd be saying. I'd be going, whoa, huh? Are they all that expensive? They must be. Everybody loves them. It's a cool version too. Where's that one I'm looking for? Where's that Cherry Sunburst? Oh, where's that gold top one everybody talks about? That one's pretty sweet. Oh, I love the Explorer. I love the. Oh, let's keep my mind on the. Sorry, sorry for acting like a dinkus here. But I want the Cherry Sunburst. Oh, they have artist models. Hey, who do they have? I don't see the. I see a Billy Joe Armstrong and Kirk Hammett, Dave Mustaine. I don't see any. Lizzie Hale. Sorry, I don't see any. What do you call it? Who's that person? Ace Frehley. I don't see any Ace Frehley. Let's look at all their colors. Okay, so they have a burst or fade, so that's what I'm looking for, the bursts. I don't know if they have specifically the cherry burst, but they do have this one here. This is a standard 60s figured top electric guitar. Okay, there's the burst. So let's just say I'm going to grab the top seller here. Well, I'm going to spend $3,000 right off the bat to get myself... Is that one right there? Is that it? That looks like it. Let me just double check here. Yeah, oh, +5. Let's see, how many more do they have in there? Okay, let's go back. I think that was it. I think that Cherry Burst was down here. Where do you see it? There it is. That looks like it. Let's go to the Cherry Burst. Okay. Yep, Cherry Sunburst. There you go. So, I want this guitar. Oh, it looks so nice. Oh, how I wish I had $3,000. Well, being that my current income is 200% the poverty line, which puts me somewhere in between abject poverty and in the lower class. I'm not even in the lower class yet. I'm somewhere hovering in limbo between poverty and the lower class at 200% the poverty line. So most likely, in all reality, I have no fucking business looking at a guitar this expensive, right? It would be objectively pure stupidity to look at a guitar at this price. Am I wrong? So, from there, let's say, what can a somewhere in between poor and low class person purchase? Probably a beginner level guitar, most likely, and probably one on the cheap. So that's why stuff like the Kataxin and the Glaries and stuff, those seem to be right up my alley, right? At my level as a 30-plus year shit rock guitar player / bass player, and no plan at all outside of just random pipe dreams and daydreams of becoming a rock star at 50 years old. I'm gonna say that I probably shouldn't even have clicked on this to even learn this information. This knowledge of knowing that you can get a Cherry Burst Les Paul at $2,990 is complete. It's forbidden knowledge to somebody in my situation, right? So let's just put it there. All right. So going from there, what would be something more economical? Okay, well, as somebody mentioned, and not that somebody mentioned, I just know this. There are such things called Epiphones, which is kind of like the tobacco that Marlboro sweeps up off the floor to make their basic cigarettes, right? That's pretty much what that is. So what does that look like? Oh, an Epiphone. Here we go. All right. Oh, I see it right there. There's an Epiphone Cherry Sunburst right there. How much are these? $599. Well, I would say if I comfortably fell into at least the minimum bracket of the low class economics, low economic class, that $599 is still probably something I shouldn't be thinking about, right? But there's one right there. Okay, well, is it a real Epiphone? Is it a real Gibson? Sort of. It's an Epiphone. People are trying to... I've seen people make videos because, everybody online who says something is speaking the absolute truth, that Epiphones are, oh man, they're taking over. They're a real Gibson. They're getting better than real Gibsons. Is that true? I'm being facetious, of course. I know the answer behind it. But anyways, all right. So what else is my option? Hey kid, 50-year-old kid. You ever heard of a knockoff? Yeah, I've seen like knockoff Transformer toys. Yeah. This is big boy toys. These are guitars. These aren't toys like Transformers. So, they make knockoff guitars and make them in China. Isn't everything made in China nowadays? Yeah, everything's made in China nowadays. But this is made at the shittier China place. Not the shitty China place, but the shittier China factory. Okay. It's made with the shittier products that the other shitty factory doesn't make. Oh, okay. So, let's... so how much is one of those? Let's look. Do you want anyone specific? Well, I'd like to have that Cherry Burst Les Paul. Oh, hey, who are your favorite guitar players? I don't know if he's my favorite, but I really like, Ace Frehley. I really loved his guitar, his Cherry Burst. Oh, as a matter of fact, they make an Ace Frehley guitar. Oh, they do? Well, they make a real one for about $12,000. Yeah, that's not going to happen. You want a knockoff version? Okay. So, I'm going to go... Let's open up another folder here. And let's go look up an Ace Frehley. They're called Chibsons, Chinese Gibsons. Chibson guitar, right? Well, let's see what they got. Let's go to eBay. Official. Let's go to eBay, Oh, look at that right there. Right at the top. Oh, how did that happen? A Cherry Sunburst Maple Top Ace Frehley 3 humbucker custom It's got his little lightning bolts on it. I know it's got the Ace Frehley sticker on the headstock from the solo album. I know that. Anyways, without clicking it on, but they've got one. Oh, hey, from China. Huh, go figure. Free shipping for $299. Now we're talking. Okay, so let's just say I was in that. So at the lower economic class, as far as income goes, I think I probably could afford $299 on that. All right, okay. But I'm not there. I'm halfway in between between poverty and that, right? So you need to go even lower, buddy. I'm just talking to myself, which I do here on the camera most of the time. Anyways, so I need to go even lower. Oh, I do? Okay, well, do they make anything lower than that? Oh, I do. So, let's look at, so don't even look at that. Oh, but I like that blue one that way. Yeah, don't even look at that. Just don't even look at it. Right? You're spending $300 out the nose. And here's the thing. Not only are you spending $300 out the nose, you're buying it through eBay. And you're buying it from China. Right? A, who the hell knows when they're going to ship it? B, who the hell knows, what Indiana Jones adventure it's going to go through to get to you. And let's say it comes to you completely fucked up. Well, what do? Complain to eBay? Hey, they sent me this messed up guitar. Oh yeah, from China. Good luck. So, I don't really want to order a guitar from China, because it could come in absolute crap. I don't have the 30 days to return it. There's something wrong with it. Let's say it just comes in, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just a piece of garbage, right? Like, all right, well, I don't really want to waste the $300 on there, seeing that I'm in the low economic class. Woo, I wish I was. Anyways, no, you've got to just live with it. All right, well, I'm going to do that. So, my pipe dream of owning an Ace Frehley signature guitar, even a knockoff, is another pipe dream. It's another, delusion that I have. So, so what are my options? Hey, let's go back to, what do you call it? Amazon, right? Okay, by the way, what you're looking at right here, I haven't refreshed it in the last few minutes, but the guitar came to me at 12:50 p.m. It is now currently, as you can see in the corner here, 1:34 p.m. So it's been sitting here for a little while. As you can see, I checked this before I started making this video a few minutes ago, and this guitar is still out for delivery. Okay? It's nowhere to be found. The truck isn't anywhere near my address. Okay. Oh, actually, I probably shouldn't be showing my address. But anyways, let's go back and let's refresh it. Oh, look at that. It's still out for delivery. You hear that, buddy? You're still out for delivery. You haven't been delivered yet. What the fuck is the use of having this goddamn service on here? And why is it that usually, if I'm ordering an album, it works. If I'm ordering a comic book, it works. If I order something that I specifically don't want to be sitting out for any amount of time, A, because it could get stolen, because it clearly says on the box, Leo Jaymz. Well, maybe nobody knows what a Leo Jaymz is, but there's a good chance that probably somebody who would steal it would know that might be a guitar in there. And you probably don't want to leave a guitar out in 41 degree, 42 degree weather sitting there for any length of time because it's going to affect it, right? But no. So knowing that I thought it was coming tomorrow, because that's what they said specifically, and then I noticed, oh, it's out for delivery today. Well, now I notice, sorry, I want to keep my address a little secret here. But anyways, so now I notice that it's, I can't even trust the site that I normally try to trust that I know it'll be there, so I can go, get it as soon as the guy drops it off the door. I hate to be a pessimistic asshole, but this is the type of shit that makes me a pessimistic asshole. So anyways, so let's go back to, where are we going back to? Going back to the Ace Frehley. No, let's go back to here. So this guitar specifically, there's a Cherry Sunburst Leo Jaymz. Yeah, the fret markings, the little things aren't tapered like the ones on the real one, but they're pretty close. It has those markings. You got your rhythm, treble knob. Oh, it's got the cool chrome looking, like vintage style. In stock. Oh, they have a bunch of different. I know they got this because this is where I got my son's at. My son's was on sale, and like I said, the super sale for $89. I got a deal on this, but I didn't get that good of a deal. Basically, I had a $60, because I seem to order a lot from Amazon, I had a $60 coupon to use, right? So I basically got it for $119, which is about the same price as you can get a copy of an SG on here, which I also was looking at that too. But I was like, okay, I wasn't going to get one at first until I got that. I realized I had that coupon. I was like, oh shoot, I have that coupon. Does it work? Let's see. It works. So even at $179, I shouldn't be, buying another guitar. However, with a coupon at $119, now you're talking 200% above the poverty line person kind of money, right? Okay. So to people who think that these are pieces of junk, I don't know because I haven't opened it yet, so I couldn't tell you. Remember, I'm not an expert in this by any stretch of the means. I only can go by what other people say, and who knows what everybody seems to be saying something different, so you don't know who to trust, right? And at the same time, sure, I don't have the money for $3,000 for a brand new Gibson Les Paul. I don't even have enough money for a $599, what do you call it? What do they call those? Epiphones. And I don't have enough money, and nor do I care to order from China for a fake Chinese knockoff, which this is a fake Chinese knockoff, but at least I'm buying it through Amazon. So if there's something wrong with this, I got 30 days to send this back, and they'll either send me a new one or they'll give me my money back, right? So I'm kind of safe there. So that's how I kind of want to roll with this. So all of that said, that's how I came about to getting this here. So let's crack it open. Make sure it's not completely blown up. Let's make sure it doesn't have some Chinese alien scorpion inside that's going to come out and bite me. I'm assuming these have probably been checked somewhere in the States, seeing that most of the markings, let's see. No, it came from China, but then I went to Oklahoma City, and that's where we had the sticker put on. So it's probably checked when I got to the States. Sorry. Let's see, let's do this how I did the Kataxin. Let's stick this over here so you guys can see what's going on here. If I put this in a little angle here, you'll be able to see. Sorry, grab some pics here. So you guys can hear what it... I'm not going to plug it in yet because I could plug it in my bass amp, sure, but I will plug it into a guitar processor and check it out, but I don't really want to... I don't have... Like I said, I know I haven't bought a mic yet, but I will eventually buy a microphone so I can play the guitar and record my voice at the same time. I know I could probably just plug this in through the interface and then switch it back and forth just so you can hear me, because it's not like you have to hear me while I'm playing the guitar, and then you can switch back to me, but this sounds like a lot of work, and I don't feel like doing that right now. So... I got it. Let's get the tape off my little utility knife here. Put it somewhere I don't cut my fingers open. I not even get the. I didn't even get the tape off. I missed it completely. Okay. Sorry. Bear with me through the opening of a said box. I don't think the fan's blowing my hair in my face enough to be able to do this. It's kind of like when, back when I smoked. People who smoke, it's like I can't really get this screw in here. I don't have enough cigarette smoke coming from my cigarette directly into my eyeball as I do it. Alright. So, as you can see, I'll move it over here. They pack it in this foam. Maybe you can see it. Come on, put it up there. Of course, here goes the foam. So if that comes from, it's just how my sons are packed the same way. Same company. So it's in this foam box. Let's get the foam box out. There we go. Just vacuumed my room, and now I gotta vacuum it again. Alright, so here we go. Let us see. Let me move the camera a little bit. There we go. Let's see what we're working with here. Well, there is a guitar in there, so that's a good sign. There is a thing with stuff on it. Again, actually, I showed it to you, but the box had no dings or anything. The box looked pretty clean, so no dings or anything there. Let's open up the foam here. Move this guy out of the way. Oh, it did come with. I don't know how many of these cheap patch cords I got, but hey, I have nothing against cheap patch cords. I'll take all the cheap patch cords I can find. It's better to have a cheap patch cord at a pinch than have no patch cord at all. Just like kind of like it's nice to have a cheap imitation of a Les Paul instead of having no Les Paul at all. Sorry, I got smell. Oh, it smells like stuff. That's a nice looking neck. There's your rhythm and treble switch. Alright, I gotta say at first glance, that's absolutely amazing looking. Look at the finish on that. Alright, now if the website is not lying, it says that it's a mahogany body and neck. It's definitely I don't know if it's it's not a bolt-on, but it's two pieces a piece has been glued to that piece there. Not that that matters, but it's not a bolt-on, so it should have enough resignation in it. It says there's an ebony fretboard. That looks ebony-ish to me. Real low action. Well, obviously it's not in tune. Very low action. It's not dry. It doesn't look that dry. I mean, I'll end up cleaning it up a little bit, but the seams look pretty good. That's not loose. Nice, smooth knobs. They're a little bit at an angle, at least the one here, because of the bump in the curve of the guitar there, to the top of the guitar. It does have that bow to it. It's heavy. It's heavy like my buddy's guitar. Alright, let's see here. Get my guitar pick that I steal from Guitar Center. Sorry, I can't buy your $3,000 Les Paul, but so I'm just going to take a pick instead. Alright, I should have grabbed it. Where's my tuna? You can tune a piano, but you can't tune fish. Alright, let's see here. Where's it coming? Sorry, it's still cold too, so it's been sitting in my room for about my 65 degree weather room for a little while, so. Okay. What's the register? Is that? Doesn't make any sense. It's an E, you dummy. Still too long? Oh, I guess it's just too high. There we go. Sorry, my 15 seconds of tuning on a guitar skills aren't really there. That's way too high. Well, I was thinking there. Are we already running into issues? I'll get it tuned up. Okay, pause it here. I'll get it tuned up, and I'll come back to you here. So I don't have to sit there and put you through this forever. Alright, we're back. Sorry. I was just being an idiot, actually, because I totally was looking at the wrong... I had it on the wrong frets. Here, I'm going to move this so you can see the guitar a little better here. Alright, there we go. Sorry, I haven't really played an electric guitar in a while. My obviously that classical guitar's got that big, thick, honking neck. Regarding necks, though, I gotta say, it's got the polished back because it's got the same finish it's on the body. I like that. I mean, sometimes I like the that more matte back. Obviously I know what this is. So it kind of has this, but it feels nice. It doesn't feel too baseball-y, baseball bat-ish. It has a sorry. It's not super thin. The nut looks fine. There's this little piece of styrofoam in there. Yeah, it looks nice. I don't see it. The frets are fine. They feel nice. I mean, I don't think Leo Jaymz, like glary. Sorry, my hair's just, the fan's blowing my hair right in the face. Like glary or what do you call it? Who's that other band? The Cataxins and stuff. I don't think they're like supposed to be ultra super budget. I think they're either. I would probably put them more like an Ibanez, or this isn't as pricey as like an Epiphone, but I would say maybe a low end Squire. I mean, as far as that kind of. I mean, chords sound nice on it. What was it? Sounds nice. Feels really nice. Like I said, it is heavy. I mean, it's like a Les Paul. It's a solid piece of lumber. When you, as Nigel Tufnell would say, You hit that one, go have a bite, come back, still be hearing that one. I'm not one of those kind of players. That's what I'll probably be doing, is playing a lot of power chords on it. Basically just taking the bass lines that I know and just playing doing a lot of muting and can't wait to plug it in, hear what it sounds like. But so far, the feel of it, like I said, is just... It feels really nice. Definitely want to put a strap on this baby when you're playing it. Because, I mean, it's even sitting on your knee. I mean, it sits on your knee fine with the little horn, but, you know, I got my knee up, kind of like in a classical position, where I should put my foot on a footstool, you know, or a foot riser, but it's just sitting on the end of my chair here. But I've got my knee up. Sorry, I know. It's like a Zoom call. I gotta wear shorts, you know? Plus it's not, you know, it's 65 degrees in here. It's sweltering. But it sounds... That sounds nice. It sounds really, like I said. So, what do you guys think? Think that looks like a poor man's Cherry Sunburst Les Paul? I think it does. You know, at $119 minus the $50 or $60 coupon, because normally it's $179. You think I did right if I wanted a Les Paul? I would say it's about as close as I'm going to get until you guys put me on the map and make me rich on YouTube, which I don't see happening anytime soon, seeing that nobody seems to want to come to my YouTube channel. But I would say that's probably the closest I'm ever going to get. You know, at 50 years old, sorry, I'm trying to keep it in camera here. 50 years old, it's the first time I've had anything look this nice. I mean, I've had some, I had a real Fender Stratocaster, a white Fender Stratocaster with the rosewood fretboard. I wanted the maple, but got the rosewood, and I bought it. It was a Mexican-made Stratocaster. I bought it in like 1994, 93, 94, and it was I remember it was $299 at Evola Music, and then I bought a 20 watt or 30 watt Marshall combo amp for it, and I think that was like $300 as well. So I had like $600 back in like 1994 money wrapped up, you know, into this to that Stratocaster, and that was probably the nicest, as far as quality, the nicest guitar and amp that I ever had. My buddy actually has, I don't know if he still has the amp. He might have sold the amp, but I traded him some stuff. I had that Hohner Steinberger, which was really cool too. I think that the Stratocaster was a better quality instrument, although him and I both, because he ended up getting it from me, really liked that Hohner Steinberger. That was pretty cool. Other than that, I haven't really had a nice looking guitar outside of that Stratocaster. I mean, the Steinberger, it is what it is, but I gotta say, as far as just, if you just want a wall decoration, or if you just want to have a Cherry Burst looking Les Paul just sitting in your guitar rack in your room to make you feel better, to fill that empty void in your life, I highly suggest buying one of these and getting these ones even on the cheap with maybe a sale. It'll definitely fill that itch. You know, as you can tell, you know, my action figure collection and my other things just sitting there collecting dust. This there sitting collecting dust look pretty nice and keep me, probably put a smile on my face for a pretty long time. However, I will play it. And like I said, I'm going to start diving into trying to play some more guitar stuff. What did I start learning the other night? Sorry, I started learning some Ghost. I mean, like I said, I know the bass to like the. I mean, I know the bass part to the square hammer, so I can pretty much just play the same thing on the guitar. I don't know the solo, obviously, but I still know the little, you know. I know that part, so I can play that and play the chords, the chorus, and the verse. So square hammer I could probably do. Mariana Cross is pretty simple too. I can just play the power chord version of that. I could do that. I think it's, yeah, obviously it's all tuned down for that. So I'll try alternate, you know, the drop D tuning on this, or the step down, see how it sounds. But I can play some, like I said, a lot of the stuff I can play on bass, I can just double it on guitar, just playing power chords, and maybe doing some of the riffs. I don't have any problem really learning riffs. Riffs are pretty simple. I just don't, I'm not a lead player, I'm not a, you know, that type of player, so I don't really, you know, I like to stick to just the bare bones of a song. As you saw in my video on how to, you know, not play the guitar correctly. You see how I kind of attack a song, how I look at it. I just want to know what are the chords of the song, what are the lyrics. Let me spend some time putting, you know, the lyrics and the chords together in my brain and getting it into my hand. Once I get to that point, remember, I suck at singing. I can't sing. But if I can sing it and play it at the same time, at least play the chords to it, sing it, I feel like I've got the bare bones of the song down. And then whatever I want to do from there, if I want to deconstruct it even farther, or learn to play it a different way, or, you know, play a riff and, you know, do some kind of riff in there, that's how I usually attack it. So that's how I go forward. You know, and I'm sure having this cool bedroom jammer is going to be pretty nice to have, too. Like I said, I really can't wait to hear how it sounds, you know, amped up. Like I said, I don't have the Zoom guitar processor, the G1. I've got the B1X. I'll probably get the G1 because it's not very expensive. If I get the G1 at some point, and I'll just get the G1, not the G1X. I don't really need to have because I barely use the pedal on there. I'm not a wah-wah player, you know, or anything like that. I would just use it as a volume pedal, and I could just do this, you know, just turn the volume down. So I'll probably just get the B or the G1 because it's got like the Marshall Stack simulator in it. It's got like the Fender simulator, Mesa Boogie simulator. You know, it's got the pedals, it's got the Ibanez Tube Screamer, it's got the Boss Metal Zone. I mean, it's got pretty much everything. It's got a noise gate, which works really good on the bass. I'm assuming it works really good on the guitar. So I'll probably just get the G1. Like I said, I'll plug it in here, set it on the table, plug the guitar in, plug it into there, run it through just a couple of effects or some simulation, and then run it into my headphones. And that's probably, just like the bass, for the most part, how I'll play. With the Fender, or the Fender Rumble over there, I can plug in direct into that with the bass. I'm going to do it with this too, but I could, and my son's got the Fender Champion, that 25 watt or 20 watt Fender Champion, which sounds really good, by the way. If I want to go that route, I could do that and plug it in through headphones. Like I said, I can't really jam in the apartment here real loud, so it's headphones for me. And again, I got these really nice headphones, so everything sounds really good. So that's pretty much how I jam. And again, I got the auxiliary, even on the Zooms, I got the auxiliary, and I can plug it in, plug the computer in, play the songs that I want to learn through that. And then obviously we've got Songster online to learn all the stuff. I already bookmarked I've had all the bookmarked for all the Ghost singles for playing on the bass, and now I can just click on and just do rhythm, distortion, or rhythm clean or whatever, and learn the guitar parts as well. Eventually, I might get a subscription to Songster, but because it's pretty good, and my son uses it a lot too. So yeah, I think it looks cool. It really matches my. I mean, obviously I like everything black, but I guess when I go, it seems like there's no in between with me. It's just like, do I like black? I like all flat black. That's cool. But what else do you like? I like over the top color. There's like no in between. It goes from 0 to 60. 0 meaning flat black to 60 meaning sunburst, cherry sunburst, right? I guess there's no in between with me. Because this is about, like I said, I find this to be about as flashy as you can be without, spraying with glitter or doing anything really crazy. You're putting some crazy design on there. I think for a vintage looking regular guitar, I don't think you can beat. I like the Sunburst as well. Hey, maybe if they go on sale again, or if I get another coupon, I might pick up that brownish Sunburst version. Barring that I really like this, which I have a pretty good assumption I'm going to like this a lot. So it definitely does the trick for me as far as what I needed to do. And like I said, I didn't pay a lot of money for it, and that's the bottom line. On these, I know people are making a lot of these videos on, on these cheap guitars and stuff, and giving you their opinions and stuff. And like I said, to the uneducated, here's my uneducated opinion. I think it's freaking awesome. I think it's pretty damn sweet. Could I tell you everything that's wrong with it and why a real Gibson is, on a different plane? No. I probably could give you some basic stuff like, hey, this hardware is probably not as good as the ones on a real Gibson. Oh, go figure. Is the finish sure the hell looks the same. I gotta pull the plastic off the pickups there. It's still got the plastic on the pickups, but the finish looks awfully nice. I don't see any issues with it. Yeah, I see where there's a split where they glued the two pieces of wood together. Yeah, I can see that. Does it have? Sorry, it's more. Just checking to see if there's any problems with it as far as things wrong with it. I don't see anything. Like, all the joinings of everything looked fine. I gotta say, craftsmanship. I'm looking up here. I guess I didn't get a perfect look at the headstock. I know the real one has that little line around there, kind of like on the body, but looking at the headstock, the graphics just says Vintage Cut Deluxe, or Single Cut Deluxe, Leo Jaymz Single Cut Deluxe. Their graphic looks fine. The tuner knobs, like I said, I was tuning the wrong strings. That's why I was having a problem tuning it. It tuned up just fine once I got my head out of my ass. Yeah, it tunes just fine. Little truss rod cover there. The nut looks fine. The nut's not too deeply carved into. At the same time, the nut's not crooked or anything like that. These weren't loose, which is sometimes like a thing right off the bat. So I got to test it out, but the switch feels fine. The knobs aren't rubbing against the body. They feel nice and smooth. They look nice. They look cool. They don't go to 11. Guess got to do the Marshall on that one. I did notice that Lynx Pro, I think is the company, another kind of knockoff company. They have a copy of they have a 40 watt and a 60 watt combo, like Marshall style amplifier. I was looking at that too. Those aren't very expensive. They're about as cheap as this guitar. And I was like, oh, if I did think about getting a guitar amp, I might just go with one of those. Because like I said, I get a 40. I don't think I need a 60 for any reason. I don't really have any room for it. But a 50 or a 40 watt should be fine. you know, that Lynx Pro 40 watt looks like a Marshall stat. It looks like a Marshall amplifier. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking at the little monitor here on the side here, my Wacom, to see what it looks like on camera, and it looks like a Les Paul. You know? So, yeah. So I guess here's my reaction / review is, I love it. You know, I love it. I will play it. I will enjoy it. Again, it fills that little hole in my soul, which there's plenty of those. So one of those holes is finally filled. You know, it definitely gets the dopamine going in you, which is always a nice high to have, and it'll probably be that way for a little while, until my son comes over and blows the high E on it. So, again, I don't know what kind of strings are on here, but I'll probably look into strings. I haven't really got too deep into. I don't even really get too deep into bass strings either. Like the Ernie Ball strings are fine with me, or you know, I'll get roto sounds if I can find them for a decent price. To throw roto sounds. Like I said, I always wanted to mess with flat wounds. I haven't yet. But as far as electric guitar strings, you know, I don't like anything too light because I don't do a lot of and I don't want anything too heavy. I guess just like some kind of a medium string that sounds pretty nice is fine with me. Let's do a little bit of a kiss here. Let's see. Alright, so it does do that pretty well. It bends pretty nicely. Sorry, that fan is just blowing my hair right in my face. Sorry, a little yes there. But no, I absolutely love it. I guess I've blathered on it for 52 minutes, so I don't really know what else to tell you on it. Like I said, if you're in my situation, you know, if you're not, what do you call it? If you're not a decent human being and you're subjugated to the realms of poverty, or you've haven't quite made it into that lower class yet, you're somewhere floating in between, and you want a Les Paul guitar, I would highly suggest purchasing one of these, or you know, if you want to, you know, spend a little bit more than your means, then sure, go maybe get an Epiphone. I know people have got them. I personally, and you can do what you want with your own money, but I personally would shy away from buying one of those Chibsons off of eBay, just because you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know if it's even going to come to you, and if it comes to you screwed up, what do? You know, it's a freaking hassle to have to do anything about that. I'm all about. There's an Italian word. I used to know this woman who was Italian, and she was Sicilian specifically. And I said to her, she was just telling me stories, and I'd get real aggravated. And she says, Tim, Tim, you're like an Italian man. I said, I am. I'm not Italian. She goes, yeah, but you have the same spirit. They don't like agita, or however I can't speak Italian. She says, no, agita. What's that mean? She goes, it's like aggravate. Italians know what agita means. I was like, oh, I like that. I do not like agita. I don't like anything to aggravate. I don't like any aggravation, right? So for me, buying a the stress of spending $300 on eBay for something in China. I bought two of those knockoff Masterpiece Transformers. They weren't, I mean, it was like 35, 40 bucks. It wasn't a big investment. They did come, and they did come okay. They were a little, that boxes beat up a little bit. You know, for the money, the stuff was fine. So I haven't had any negative experiences, although I've only ordered the two things from China. Spending $300, I'd be a little more stressed out about, and that, like I said, the stress in itself is agita, and the you know, and let alone you getting the thing and it's all effed up, and now you got to do something about it. So what do I do? You know, even if, let's just say hypothetically eBay said, hey, you know, send it to us, or send it to this address, you know, and we'll send it back to the manufacturer in China, and we'll get your money back. Even if that's the case, I don't want to go through. I personally don't even want to go through the bullshit if this thing was effed up and had to return it to Amazon. I don't want to go through that aggravation either. I guess bottom line is I don't like aggravation. So this outside of the aggravation of them saying that it was still out for delivery and it's been sitting, I checked about an hour prior, so it's probably was sitting at my front door for about an hour in 40-degree weather. I don't think it's done anything to it, but I'm just saying is that in itself is agita. I don't like that either. No, you know, like I said, I think that this guitar is for a specific person. I happen to be that specific person. And if you are that specific person and share a lot of the same, you know, what do you call it? The traits that I do, I'd say this is the way to go. Like I said, you know, you got money, you got a real job. Sorry, got a real job, but, you know, do you have a job that pays a lot of money? Are you at least in the lower class, you know, or maybe you've even made it up into that mysterious middle class that supposedly doesn't exist? Then yeah, you got some cash, you know. Hey, if you're loaded, go spend $3,000 on a brand new Gibson. More power to you. I envy you, you know. You know, I say you're a little bit less than that, go buy the Epiphone, right? I haven't played the Epiphone either. I'm assuming it's nice. I've seen, if you go to Guitar Center, they got the real Gibsons way up top, so the kids can't get their grubby hands on them. And then they've got the Epiphones to where the adults can reach it. So if you want to make that second tier, if you're an adult, you can make that second tier. Reach up and grab that Epiphone, give it a shot, see how it sounds and how it feels. You know, if you got that kind of money, then spend the $5.99. You know, I don't think that there is a commercial Epiphone knockoff for $2.99 that's outside of these, or maybe I think the Lynx Pro makes the gold top version, the one that makes that amplifier, and I think that I could just look it up for you here, but I'm not. You know, you know how to use Amazon. Just go use Amazon. You know, maybe I think there was a company called Grote, I want to say. I think had like a $250 Les Paul knockoff or copy. You know, give them a shot. I just happened to get a good deal on this and really like what this thing looks like, so I'm going to stick with this one, obviously. Alright, so going forward, I don't plan on buying any guitars anytime soon, so there probably won't be any more unboxings for a while, unless, you know, something comes along that I see. Like I said, I wouldn't mind getting one of those SGs, the Leo Jaymz SG. I wouldn't mind getting a, if they had like a nice Explorer or a Flying V, I wouldn't even mind getting like even a Squier Strat at some point. You know, but if I find a deal on something, because remember, I'm all about the deal. If I find a deal on something, you know, and I got the cash, I'll probably might buy another one. The thing is, I don't need 9. I've got 5 guitars now that are mine, let alone my son's guitars. And I'm not trying to, you know, I really can't stand people talk about how much, and they put all their guitars in the background so you can see how many guitars they have. Sorry, dude, you can stop whacking off. I don't care, but I say I have 5 guitars in the negative, as in I've got, you know, one there, and I've got 3 in the closet now that are taking up closet space in their cases. Now I've got this, which I don't even have a hard shell case for it yet. I'll have to get one of those. I don't really want to get a gig bag for it. I like to get a hard shell for it. You know, the one with the nice carpet on the inside of the shag to make it look cool. I got to get one of those, so that I got another guitar. And I only have one stand because my son's taking my other, you know, Pro-Line stand back to his mom's, and I got to buy another guitar stand so I can keep a bass and a guitar out at the same time. So yeah, when I say I've got more than one guitar, that's an issue. I say that, you know, with aggravation, with agita, because now I have to figure out where to put everything. So again, one nice guitar, one bass. That's what I'd like to stick with. You know, I don't need a closet full of guitars. I'm going to sell that acoustic Ibanez bass sometime soon. I just got to actually do it. I also wanted to. I'll keep the classical. I like the classical acoustic. The Spectre. Maybe one day I'll get it fixed up. Maybe and get it. It plays fine, and I really don't want to sell it. But so it'll probably just sit in its case like it did for years. I'll take it out periodically, clean it up, tune it up, make sure it's fine. Yeah, like I said, do I need 5 knockoff Les Pauls in 5 different colors? Oh, I'd love to have it. But do I need them? No. So, you know, and like I said, I got a nice, when there's something that I don't want to necessarily get rid of, but I also don't, I got something else that I want, I got a good repository, and that's a son who plays guitars. So, you know, hey, maybe if I found an Epiphone Les Paul for on the cheap, and I had the cash at the time, and I bought the upgrade to that, well, then that's what I'm just give this one to my son. Now my son's got one, right? So, I mean, he's already got his he's got the Scorpion version of this, not the Deluxe, but he's got the regular Leo Jaymz, the Scorpion version of that, which he likes a lot. And you know, I'm glad he likes it. That's his favorite guitar. So hey, he's got one too. But other than that, I gotta check. It might even be here by now. But the Transformers soundtrack is supposed to be delivered here today, supposedly. I don't want that to sit out in the weather either. On LP, and remember, it's a sealed copy, so we're going to open it up on camera. I might even do it tonight if it comes today, which it's supposed to. Sorry, I might if I have some time this evening, I might record the video to that early so I can do an unboxing. I've already got my notes for it. I wrote up all my notes for it, so I'm ready to go on that, and I'll do the video on. So if you see me with the same T-shirt on. It's not that I wear the same Ghost shirt every day, which I almost do. Let's say I own 4 Ghost shirts, and this seems like the only shirts I wear except for a plain black T-shirt. It's because I'm probably going to do that one tonight. So we'll do that one and get that one out there. I think this video is going to drop this Friday, and then that one will go out on Monday. I've got a few that I've already pre-recorded that are, you know, for today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, Thursday, yeah. So I think this is going out Friday because it's 105. It usually goes out on a Friday. All right. So until then, I hope you liked the video on the Leo Jaymz. Remember, subscribe and all that stuff. I know that a lot of people aren't watching the entire video, so not that it matters. That, you know, you know how to subscribe if you like something. But yeah, do that. Do all the stuff. Like I said, help me grow. It would be nice to do is if I can get to a point where, hey, they're sending me these guitars for free. I don't know what to do with them at that point, outside of, you know, put them into a collection. But, I mean, that'd be nice. I'd like to get to that. You know, I think if I could get to the amount of people online to where I could get free guitars to me, I think that would supersede just getting any kind of money on for monetization for doing all the commercials and stuff. I'd rather have companies send me free stuff, free gear, and I'll do reviews and reactions all day on that stuff. And that's one thing that's what I would prefer actually than to you know. Although again, we run into the situation, where do I put everything? you know, at that point, when you're getting free gear, I'm definitely going to start giving some free gear out. There's going to be there would be some giveaways, you know, just to kind of make room for stuff. So, all right, that's it. So I will catch you on the next video. All right, talk to you then. Bye bye.